Hey there folks, rinimt here and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. In the last part we finished up the Dunscape and all of that stuff. And the makings of a Gunbreaker. It's time to unlock jobs! Oi, miss! Fancy making yourself useful? Listen close, a gang of highwaymen has been applying their trade around here these last few days and we're trying to flush them out. They're slippery buggers, though, so we need all the help we can get. That's where you come in. We've spotted them lurking in the bramble patch and we're getting ready to spring our trap. All you have to do is call her anyone who strikes you is a bit shifty and raise the alarm. We'll take care of the rest. Alright, let's head for each job. Oh, hey, look! Here's the Sophia mount. Out of my way or I'll get ya. Oh hey, it's an overworld. I was thinking I didn't remember if it was overworld or instance, but it's overworld! Under attack! Alright, let's take care of this vicious highwayman. Pretty easily, honestly. Let's aid this weary swordsman. Yeah, my thanks, stranger. And mine, if you hadn't shown up, things could have gone very badly for us. It's my fault. I'll be more careful next time. Yeah. Truth be told, I thought we'd have a quieter journey after sneaking past all those Imperial patrols and leaving Girabanya behind. How wrong I was. To think we could be caught unawares by a gang of common thieves. What's going on? We heard a commotion then. That's one of them, just like the witness described. It's strange they go after a pair like you. All our marks so far have been merchants and whatnot. You know, folk carrying coin and valuables who won't put up much of a fight. I reckon if any of their cronies are out there watching, they'll think twice before crossing you lot again. Still, might be an idea for you to see these travelers to Cortana. Me and the others will keep looking for the rest of the highwaymen. Those bandits. Something about this doesn't sit right with me. We barely have a fistful of gil between us. I have a couple of foams of edged steel strapped to my back. Not the most likely of targets. Perhaps that's why they went straight for the kill. They might have succeeded if you hadn't stepped in. We are in your debt. I'm Radhavan, and this is Sophie. We traveled here from Ilzabar, far to the north, where once I served as a soldier of Garlemald. I had no choice. My family's taken hostage. While it's true that I have fought and killed for the Empire, I would never have done so willingly. Although I freed myself of their shackles, the life I've known is no more. But that was another life, one I would sooner put behind me. I came to Eorzea and hoped that I might start anew here. As for me, I escaped from the Garleans. I was part of a resistance movement until we were all rounded up or killed, that is. The Empire took everything from me, my family, my homeland. With nowhere else to go, the two of us decided we'd stand a better chance of surviving if we stuck together. And here we are. To see me now, you'd scarce believe I once served as the personal guard to my queen. But in the end, I couldn't protect her. I couldn't protect anyone. Not even my wife and son. While I would have gladly given my life for theirs, it was not to be. Even so, there may still be a use for the skills I spent years honing. Those whom I may yet deliver from harm. That's why I suggested looking for employment as a bodyguard in Eorzea, and Cortana seems a good place to start. I know you've helped us enough already, but I have a proposal. Would you consider working with us? I just met you. Now hold on, Radhavan. That's rather a lot to ask, don't you think? But Arya has what it takes to become a Gunbreaker. It seems my gunblade has caught your eye. You may have seen Garleans wielding something similar, but this is the genuine article. The ones used by the Empire are simply edged weapons with a firearm bolted on, or vice versa. While they have their uses, they pale in comparison to those my clan forged for generations. Our gunblades are use ethereal imbued cartridges. When you pull the trigger, the powder crystal within ignites, releasing the aether. This sends a powerful shockwave through the blade, increasing its destructive capabilities. The cartridges can even be fired into the air to create defensive barriers. Perhaps you should save the lectures until you've heard Arya's answer? Oh yes, first things first. So are you interested? In exchange for assisting us, I will teach you the art of the Gunbreaker. And I was wondering if you might be able to act as a guide. If you'd accept Gunblade training as a form of payment, we'd be most grateful. Once the coin starts rolling in, you'll receive a fair share. You need not answer right away, but please, give it some thought. Have you reached a decision? Do you wish to become a Gunbreaker? Yes! From this day forth, our fates are entwined. While the path that lies ahead is not an easy one, the spirits of my predecessors will watch over you. Gunbreaker Unlocked. So this is one of 2 jobs added with Shadowbringers. So, before we can actually continue with this quest, I need to go ahead and equip. I have oh god, I have nothing for tank. Help. I'm gonna have to fix this before I do anything with it. Oh my goodness me. Alright, let's make a new set. Gunbreaker. Powder gauge unlocked. Symbol indicates the defensive stats royal guard. In other words, your tank stance. Yes, Gunbreaker is a tank. As you can see in the top left here, I have the lovely blue symbol on me. Hired Gunblades. Now the Gunbreakers of Eld have yielded a portion of their wisdom. You are ready to take the blade in hand. Rather than spend moons and moons training you, perhaps we had best find employment first. We can use the time between assignments to refine your abilities. But where should we start? The Adventurers Guild. Yes, that sounds quite promising. I suppose we are adventurers, after all. Tell me, Arya, are you familiar with this sort of thing? Yeah, kinda. You know. Oh my, in that case, we couldn't have found a better guide. Well, there's no time like the present, shall we? Let's go ahead and use the Outsider's Attire Copper. And I also have some Orchestrions to use. As always. Okay, that's better. Alright. Alright, where am I going? The Carling Canopy. Oh gosh, I'm gonna do work on my hotbar here eventually, but for now. Now that Mother Me-Own has made us formal members of the Adventurers Guild, we can start accepting assignments. In fact, we've already been given the details of a potential client in need of a bodyguard or two. A man named Lasancho is waiting by the Wailing Barracks. Sophie and I will try making our way there to get our bearings. Let's see, outside. It's up there at the Lancers Guild. Got it. Doop, doop, doop. While I'm here doing all this. Oh my gosh. This is a mess. You must be the one sent by the Adventurers Guild, yes? Oh, thank goodness. Something dreadful has befallen, well, threatens to befall, the one and only Editha. You mean to say you are unfamiliar with the most gifted harpsichordist who ever lived? Whatever possessed me to hire such it appears my breath would be better spent briefing you on the nature of my request. A few days ago, Editha received the most unwelcome missive, a death threat, to be precise. At first, I deemed it nothing more than the crazed scrawlings of some harmless churl. That was until, during a recital, a stone was thrown at her, missing by a hair's breadth. I have, in my capacity as her manager, cancelled all public appearances until the perpetrator can be brought to justice. I fear, though, that my delicate tulip would wither and fail if confined to her dressing room. She has herself expressed a desire to stroll freely beneath the canopies of Miketo's amphitheater. Sirius is going. He wants us to take her for a walk. Is that it? That's all we have to do. We should count ourselves lucky. Threatening leather, brazen attack in a public place. Who knows what will happen next? But you can't stay indoors forever. I say we accept. Splendid. Without further ado, I shall have Editha prepare for her promenade. We'd best proceed carefully. If the culprit knows that Lasancho asked the Adventurers Guild for help, they can probably deduce that Editha will be coming out of hiding. We should see if anyone bears a grudge against her, so we know what to expect. We'd better look around the amphitheater for places where an ambusher might hide. Hello there. If you thought I was walking all the way here, you were crazy. No, of her, I certainly do. I've considered myself to be one of her many admirers. In all honesty, I do not care for the way some of the others ogle her. If the rumors about Editha receiving death threats are true, one of those lecherous scoundrels must be behind it. Why, yes, Editha has been the talk of Cortana since her debut. Her skills as a musician is, without question, although I sense that many of her admirers are more interested in her bizarre stage garb. Oh, Editha, even a moment deprived of her sumptuous harmonies is akin to an eternity of unimaginable torment. When will she grace me with her splendor once more? Arya, have you met Miss Undine? She's a harpsichordist like Editha. That poor girl! What is this world coming to? That a gifted and beautiful young performer such as her must hide away for fear of her life? It beggars belief. It must be one of her followers. I've seen the way some of them look at her, and it makes my skin crawl. With fans like that, who needs enemies? So, what did the other locals have to say? Yes, most of them think that one of Editha's admirers is to blame, but I sense there's more to it. I think that until we have more information, we should treat everyone with equal suspicion, to be on the safe side. Personally, I'd prefer to carry out a more thorough investigation, but we best not keep our clients waiting. Editha assures me that she'll be ready in 2 shakes of a Ziz's tail, whatever that means. So this actually has an item level sync. Item level sync is something they added with the Shadowbringers expansion for these solo instances. Ah, my chaperones have arrived! How wonderful! Oh, to finally feel the sun's warming rays. I'm reborn! They weren't joking when they called her eccentric. Ugh, all this prancing about is gonna draw unwanted attention. We'd better get this over with as quickly as possible. Sophie, Arya. Arya and I will escort her to the amphitheater. Why don't you stay back behind with Lance and Cho in case we need to hurry back? Fine by me. I'll keep an ear out for any signs of danger and come running if you call. Although I was fully prepared to join you in guarding Editha, even dressed for the occasion, I will defer to your professional opinion and remain here. But promise me that you will keep my sweet Petunia safe. Leave it to us. Are you ready, Arya? What a beautiful day for a stroll. Alright. We only need to escort her to the amphitheater and back, but keep your eyes peeled. Okay, apparently they're literally gonna walk. Must actually refrain from wandering. Well, I'm just gonna do loops because... Oh, I wouldn't dream of it! La la la! Because they're just slow. And avoid any needless frolicking. I don't think I've ever seen anywhere so peaceful and serene. Oh, Gridania is a wonderful place indeed. You should stay a while. Ha ha, I will give it some thought. Oh hey, we have a wall in front of us. And just mystery NPC standing here? Is that? It is! It's Editha! No, now they're gonna come out and say hello. This is all we need. An unwanted distraction, but perhaps they can tell us why those bandits are after Editha. I hear that Editha has become something of a recluse of late. I do hope she returns to grace the stage once more. Is it true her music is inspired by all of the wondrous places she's seen on her travels? Editha has only recently begun performing at Gridania and has already amassed a considerable following. I've heard, however, that some of the other harpsichordists are envious of her success. The whole of Gridania delights in Editha's magnificent melodies. Every other musician pales in comparison to her. You're escorting the lovely Editha? Please allow me to make a record of this day's events. So you get the impression that the jealous rival is the instigator. There she is with the rabbit ears. Who goes there? Never mind, step away from the girl. Nice and slow. I think not, Arya. Don't listen near her. Alright, so, being as we are a tank, let's do this. So those were our AoE attacks. The first two I was using there. This is our basic combo, the Keen Edge with the Shell Solid Barrel. We get these, the powder shells, and we can use them to use special attacks. You get them by completing your combos, either the AoE or the single target one. Go ahead, I will hold them here. I'm sure there are others ready to crawl out of the woodworks. Stay alert. There could be more of them, so be on your guard. You must be ready to strike at a moment's notice. But yeah, so you can see how these are like lit up and stuff. It's because I have one in my powder gauge. Oh look, hello. They never learn. Arya, take the left again. So tanks kind of follow a little bit of a special AoE rule. If there's more than one target, you will want an AoE just to like pull your aggro. Just kind of how it is. This is the Rough Divide here is our dash forward attack, which basically almost everything that has to fight close range has. So some in different ways than others. Third line I have here are my self buffs. I'm not doing very well at explaining and also trying to play here. Also, I'm trying to do my level 80 combo and it's not working too well. Okay, this one's a cut above the rest. Alright, so this attack is kind of a little bit of a self-heal, but you can also target it on other party members. It's just a regen effect. The Brittle Shell does give a self-buff, like a little bit of a mini-shield. Though unfortunately I do feel like for the first little while of all the tanks, Gunbreaker is probably the squishiest one to start. It's fine, it just feels super squishy to begin with. Comparatively. Danger Zone here is a basic off global cooldown skill, so you want to use it whenever it's up, pretty much. And also, Sonic Break is on global cooldown, but it is a dot, so with No Mercy here, your damage dealt up buff, you kind of want to make sure you're, like, comboing with that. What was that? Oh yeah, you Solar Barrel Ready cartridge, the Gnashing Fang to release Ether. He was, like, trying to tell me. I was like, I'm not even going to pay attention to what he's saying. Taking me for questioning. Not much farther now. Well, I mean, we took care of the Head Bandit. So yeah, Lightning Shot is, like, our ranged pulling move for Gunbreaker. You'll generally use that or, like, say, Rough Divide or whatever the equivalent is to pull. Unless you're Warrior, then you just use the ranged attack to do the initial pull. Reprisal is just a damage dealt by nearby enemies down for a short period of time. It's basically one of your key things for doing big pulls. Same with using Arm's Length a little bit more generously than to prevent knockbacks, because of Arm's Length also doing slow. You got your defensive buffs up here, Rampart, Camouflage, and Nebula. You'll want to be sure you're cycling through those as you go on. Provoke is to force an enemy to attack you, and that's a really big coral. My, what a naughty little rabbit. It seems you've wandered too far from your warren. The stage is set for your curtain call, though it may cost me a pretty penny to rent the place. This will be the last time you walk all over my stage with those grubby little paws of yours. I want the talentless Zoe's head on the platter and save me the bunny ears. Etha is your target. Don't let her out of your sight. So yeah, Provoke is just going to be like force an enemy to attack you. Shirk is how you do basically tank swaps to switch between you and the other tank if need be, like say on that one tier of Alexander where you had to do one. See there, really, this is not going up for her. So yeah, if I hit Arm's Length here, if this hits me, see, it gets a soul effect. So you pretty much have to kind of time it for when they are actually going to be slowing you or hitting you. And obviously it doesn't work if they're just casting. Interject is a thing that both tanks and ranged characters have. It is your silence effect, and of course the next button over, which I think it's, what is it, Blade Sweep? Blow Blow. Blow Blow is like Blade Sweep, it is a stun. So the way I basically play Gunbreaker is I'm just trying to rotate between, like, making sure No Mercy lines up with, like, Danger Zone and also Gnashing Fang, because they are both on a cooldown. Fatal Rip, let's go ahead and put up Rampart. Ow. Hail Swing, that's going to do a thing behind it. I'm not using this particular combo. I got hit by that, didn't I? Stupidly. The paralyze isn't lasting too long. unfortunately, I cannot actually do anything on him. Okay, he's gonna provoke and try running into a nasty shock. Worry about that later. So we do want to stop these from getting to her. He's gonna do an Aurora on me, actually. Ah, shoot. My aggro is still too high, even with, This is what I kind of mean by I feel a little bit squishy at this level. Like, totally offset, no mercy there. Yeah, we're gonna want to do, again, intercept. Okay, it's an Aurora up on myself. So much like with... Oh, I see why it's going on me. He's sharping me. Okay, it's not cool. Don't want to take it. More than stop them before they reach Editha. Was there multiple this time? Yes, there is. So yeah, much like with, say, Monk, because I do have these 2 stacks of my Rough Divide here. I can, like, say, you hold one just in case, use the other for damage, and so on. And of course, I know I'm not going to have to dash in for a little while, and I can just use it for damage. Gosh, I'm, like, so offset at this point. Why can't you take some of these, dude? Stop shirking me, too. I said stop shirking me! Alright, let's hold this combo for a little bit here. Because I knew that was coming, and luckily I did have a brutal shell up. Wait for kill them! Draw their attention away from Editha, which means I also am gonna have to do that. Luckily, even though I am, like, top aggro here. It is still going after rather than, I guess because, well, you're dealing with the ads. Oh yeah, sure, soon as they're dead. Do that to me. What a jerk. Yeah, so one thing they definitely learned a little bit more compared to, say, Red Mage and Stormblood and the jobs in Heavensward is maybe we should have an a good initial instance that actually teaches you how to play the job. Because we saw that instance for Astrologe and it was a mess. Whereas this one actually kind of teaches you. Even if you don't really know, like, the super basics of tanking, like, draw your aggro and so on. The show's over. Now, take off that mask before I cut it off in your face with it. Miss Undine, I might have guessed, but what's Editha ever done to deserve this? That harlot doesn't know the first thing about real music. She thinks she can steal my fans, my stage, with those appalling outfits of hers. I won't stand for it. I won't. What happened here? The problem, of course, is you do have to actually do the next quest after you unlock it, because you can't just go off and start playing the job without doing the next quest. Of course, you can do it with the earlier ones still, too, but... I heard that Undine wasn't exactly a fan of Editha's, but I never thought she'd pay to have her killed. And now we know that the highwaymen in the woods were in on her schemes too. A few days back, they held up Undine's carriage in the shroud, but she made them an offer worth more than the valuables she was carrying. Mind you, I don't suppose there's many of the bastards left after today. You've done us all a good turn, so if you ever need anything in the God's Quiver, don't hesitate to ask. Now that the danger is past, Editha will long last be able to make her triumphant return to Miketo's amphitheater. There's still one thing I don't quite understand. Why did those highwaymen attack me and Radovan in the woods? Maybe it was because of your ears? I imagine Undine told them how much I love wearing my favorite bunny crown. They probably thought you were me. Ho ho! Those ones aren't real VR ears, at least I don't think so. Or, these ones aren't. Not those ones, these ones aren't. Actually, I was wondering if I might have a word in private with the three of you? But there are 4 of us. Yes, but only if I include you, which I'm not. What have I done to deserve such treatment? Well, I suppose a lady is entitled to her secrets. Before I return to my duties, I wish to express my gratitude for your part in today's events. You have both performed admirably. Now that the pesky manager of mine is out of the way, let's go to the Great Lone Growery. What am I doing? Just take the aetherite shard. Silly me. You risked life and limb to protect me, so I feel it's only fair that I explain myself. One moment, please. What? You mean to say she was a sylph from the very beginning? Oh yes, this one feels much more comfortable now. It is fun to use glamours and play the harpsichord, but a little tiring. And this one spent so long in walking one's house, this one nearly died. These ones need the sun rays to flourish, to live. That's why this one had to go outside, even though dangerous ones were all around. This one hopes helpful ones will understand and not tell simpering one. Listening ones will be sad if this one can no longer play sweet, sweet music. Your secret is safe with us. I'm ever so grateful. I promise you'll come to listen to my harpsichord soon, yes? Not quite the conclusion I was expecting, but a satisfactory one nonetheless, I must say. You've acquitted yourself rather well, Aria. It normally takes a lot longer for novices to grasp the fundamental differences between a gunblade and a regular sword. Well, it probably helps that I've never actually used a regular sword. It was originally developed by my people in the Third Astral Era. The march of the Allegan Empire had driven us to the barren wastelands where even survival was a constant struggle. Our queen, Gunhildr, was closely guarded by loyal soldiers known for the unique swords they wielded. These loyal vassals were known as Gunhildr's Blades, a name that was abbreviated and applied to the most distinctive of their weapons, the gunblade. Meanwhile, the Allegans were developing firearms capable of launching projectiles over great distances, as they were similar in appearance to our gunblades, referred to these weapons as guns, a term which is now commonplace. So effective were these new weapons on the battlefield, the Queen's Guard decided to specialize in smashing through the enemy lines and destroying them as swiftly as possible. Thus did they become to be known as Gunbreakers. Even after the fall of the Allegan Empire, these techniques were passed down to each new generation. My clan are the descendants of Gunhildr's royal guard, although I am all that remains. It is my duty to see that the art of the Gunbreaker lives on, even if that means entrusting it to an outsider such as yourself. If you like history lessons, you too will get along like a house on fire. I'd best leave it there for the time being. I don't want to overwhelm the lass. The best learning is done in the field, however. As pleasant as Gridania is, I am eager to see what the other city-states have to offer. Then may I suggest Oda? Their markets have goods from all over the world, and I'm dying to take a look. Oda it is, then. Sylvia and I will go on ahead. When you arrive, seek us out. We shouldn't be hard to find. Oh, I do actually have to go over to Uldan now, apparently. It's good to finally get away from that noisy marketplace, but Not that this Wuthering Hole is much quieter. Still, it's a paradise compared to anything you will find in Garlean territory. I think he's just in a sour mood because he can't find any work. You're not wrong there, Sophie. I'll keep looking though, Arya. Arya, you had better train by yourself until we find our next client. Which, with a little luck, will be soon. Basically, you're saying the next quest is at 62. If I remember right. No, 63! My bad. My bad. 63. So anyways, yeah. That's Gunbreaker. The next job I have officially unlocked. There's one more I'm gonna unlock. Originally I wasn't gonna be unlocking another job, but, well... things happened. So... I like nothing sometimes wise. So, on that note, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. I know it's a little shorter, but... yeah. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. Please support. Consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps to keep being content like this and more. You can find the links for that in the description, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt, signing out. Bye!